Hello there, everyone. Great to be back here in North Texas and not in Hoth, where apparently most of you are living in the Northwest and Midwest, or Northeast, I should say, and Midwest this week. It's a Star Wars reference. Hope that you are warm somewhere. Had an awesome trip, a great time back in Kentucky last weekend. Well, not all of it was awesome, but some great stories came from it. We'll have it for you next week in the newest episode of The Lounge with Will Chambers podcast at thechamberslounge.com. We'll have stories from Kentucky as well as what we missed and what we nailed in the Super Bowl. Now, it's easy to look at Sunday's matchup as the GOAT Tom Brady versus the kid Jared Goff. The quarterback's the most important position on the football field and on a football team, and it's the most important game, so that's got to be the biggest element, right? It's not. It's the coaches. In this game, that's what it's going to come down to. Now, don't get me wrong. Players are important. They're playing the game. They make the plays. They're crucial, and they have to execute. The reason why I make this distinction is because these guys are pros, and they're already playing at the highest level. What they do is more instinctual. And once they're in the game, once it gets going and butterflies dissipate, their training really takes over physically. So to me, it's more about the Patriot staff versus the Rams staff. Think about this for a moment. How did some of the past Super Bowls in recent memory play out as far as how the game was won or lost? Back in 2015 in Phoenix, Pete Carroll decides to throw the ball at the goal line instead of giving it to his running back Marshawn Lynch. Seahawks lose on an interception, no doubt. 2017, the Falcons are up by, 1,000 on New England in the second half. Offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan inexplicably continues to throw the football, killing the clock and allowing New England to tee off. Defensively, they get key sacks, got a fumble, huge New England comeback, and a win in overtime. And last year, Bill Belichick sits his former Pro Bowl defensive back Malcolm Butler, who had that aforementioned interception in the game against Seattle that won the Patriots the Super Bowl a couple years prior. He sits him for the entire game, which stunned his Patriot teammates. Butler himself, Nick Foles, 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Eagles win the game. Players make plays, and sometimes coaching gets in their way. So, how could anyone pick the 33-year-old Sean McVay over the legend, maybe the greatest of all time, Bill Belichick? Well, because like the league itself, coaching evolves. Peter King, longtime writer, had a great anecdote from the NFC Championship game a week and a half ago. Third quarter, Rams down 10 on the road in New Orleans with the ball. McVay calls in the play to his quarterback. It's blaze out. This was a play in which Brandon Cooks would be running an in route from the outside of a bunch formation. Jared Goff, the quarterback, suggested they do the opposite. McVay told Peter King that Goff recognized the underneath zoning the Saints were running defensively and felt he would need to layer the ball to Cooks and would rather drive the ball to him on an out route. This, despite the fact that he'd be matched up against the Saints' best cornerback, Marshawn Lattimore. Take a look. Lattimore has no help on that side of the out route when otherwise he'd had run inside and he would be in traffic where he does have help and likely on a touch throw. McVay said it wouldn't have been his call, but he trusted his quarterback. And it reminded me of another Super Bowl winning coach making a very similar decision in a crucial moment.
You want Philly?
Yeah, let's do it.
Philly special. Ready? Here we go. Tonight! Easy! Kill! Lane!
Now, one coach sat a key player for an unspecified discipline that his team disagreed with, and the other coach, a much newer one, goes with trusting his quarterback. We'll see what happens this Sunday. I'll take the Rams.